This is the Roberts Play 11, a portable DAB, DAB+, and FM digital radio that's available in black or white. Although it's part of the Play range of radios, the design is quite different from the Play 10 and the Play 20 that we've looked at before. In the box for the radio, you get the radio itself. You get a USB cable, so a white cable going with the white radio, which is good. It's USB-A to USB-C. You get a quick start guide on this card, which just has the basic operations for the radio. You can get a full instruction guide on the website. There's a QR code you can scan, or you can just go to the website address that's listed there, and you get some warranty and safety information. Now, Roberts don't include a USB power adapter with the radio, so if you don't have one already, you'll need to buy one, and it's always worth getting a decent USB power supply. If you just want to get one that Roberts do, they have one on their shop online. This is £14.99, has the USB socket on the top, and then it's just a normal 3-pin plug. So that's what we've got for this radio, and we're going to use in this review. After extending the antenna and plugging into a suitable USB power supply, the radio is switched on. Like most DAB radios, the Play 11 scans for DAB digital radio stations straight away, and the time is set automatically. Reception of DAB at DAB+ radio stations is good. We received all the stations that we should according to the online coverage checker. In the FM mode, we were able to tune into the stations we would normally expect to find as well. This is the white version of the Roberts Play 11, so we have this sort of light grey fabric finish on the front, which is quite nice. It sort of wraps around the sides a little bit, so it's a bit like the Roberts Zen Plus, which is a DAB clock radio that Roberts have now, but also a lot of smart speakers that you see nowadays. Looking at the top, we've got the volume control on the left, and that also pushes down for the power, and then on the right is the tuning knob, so you can go through your list of stations and then push down to select. I always think this is the best interface that you can have for DAB radio, particularly when there's so many stations now that you can scroll through. There's a couple of buttons here, so you've got the favourites button or presets button, have a look at that in a minute, the mode button for switching between FM and DAB, and also an info button. So if you want to go through the different information that's available, such as the signal strength and the program type, the ensemble and the frequency, the signal error, the bitrate, DAB shown there, it will show DAB+, if that's the station that you're listening to, and then the power mode, the time and the date. Also on the radio, we've got the power connection on the right hand side here, so this is the USB-C plug, and then there's a headphone input or output rather just there, so you can plug in your headphones or your earphones. The display, 2 lines, it's white text on a blue background, which is absolutely fine. I think it sort of goes well on the top of this radio. You can see the squares though, where each of the characters would be, 16 characters on each line. So that's a little bit disappointing, but the display is easy to read, no problems there at all. And overall, it looks like quite a nice modern design, I think. Sound from the Roberts Play 11 is reasonable for a radio of this size and price. The radio can be turned up loud enough to fill a small kitchen or bedroom, but in an office or busy kitchen, the radio might not go loud enough to overcome background noise.
Across the UK, on DAB, online and on your smart speaker, this is Times Radio. Know your times.
Music on Greatest Hits Radio, Heart North East and BBC Radio 2 sounds a little subdued. Speech radio sounds fine though, and completely sufficient for Grand Prix and cricket commentaries. There are no EQ settings or adjustment for bass and treble. Roberts doesn't list the size of the single speaker or the audio output in the specifications. Headphones or earphones plug into the 3.5mm socket on the right side of the radio. It is difficult to discern any stereo audio from that output. The sound is reasonable and likely to be enough for casual music listening and news, sport and other speech radio. If sitting down with headphones to listen to a specific music program though, the experience could be a bit underwhelming. The Roberts Play 11 doesn't have dedicated preset buttons, but you can save 10 DAB presets and 10 FM presets that you can recall later on. So say I wanted to save Capital North East as a preset, I will hold down the favourites button. I'll go along to a slot that's empty, go for number 4 there, and push down the tuning knob. And then when that adds a preset, you get a little heart icon in the top right of the display, which matches up with the heart icon on the button. So I think that's quite a nice touch. Then if you want to recall a preset, you can press that favorites button again and scroll to the one that you want. Go for Magic Soul and push down to select. It tunes straight in. So it's not quite as convenient as separate preset buttons, but considering now you could have more than 100 stations on DAB, then I think having that list is quite a good way to be able to choose from those presets. Power is provided via a USB socket on the right of the radio or from 4 AA batteries. Unlike the Play 20 though, the batteries won't be charged while they're in the radio. Having a fabric front could be an issue on kitchen worktops. The light grey cover on the front of the white radio looks really good, but there could be concern about staining it if you're preparing food, for example. The radio is reasonably priced at $49.99, but do remember to add the cost of a decent USB power adapter if you don't have one already. Thanks very much for watching. You can see more reviews of digital radios on the channel and subscribe to see more videos like this when they're uploaded.